And I must say it's wonderful to be back in the school where I pretty much did most of my education. Now we are marking 70 years of TAFES. By a coincidence, I also happen to be 70 years. So when I look at the school's history, it was from, I'm not entirely sure whether I came back after picking up my school certificate when I passed out. But I do want to say when I came back to the building, I knew exactly where my classrooms were. It was really with a great deal of sentiment and an enormous sense of nostalgia that I stand here before you. Now, on these occasions, it's very common to talk about the lessons you learnt in school. Actually, to be honest, there's also a sense of lessons you wished you learnt, but you didn't. In my case, I think for a person who spent so much time in a world of cultures and language, maybe I should have paid more attention to my Sanskrit classes, but nobody is perfect. So I do want really to all of you, and particularly to the students, to the parents, to all those who are here, but also those who will be connected, who will be watching this event, perhaps share a few key thoughts of what the school means really with the passage of time, when you look back at that schooling period. So here are my 4 key messages. And the first message is that everything they told you to do in school is good and is true. You wish that the preparation, the discipline, the teamwork, the skills, the confidence, even the personal turnout, what was instilled in all of us when we were in this school has stood us in good stead through our life. And what they actually become with the passage of time, to a great deal, they become habits. Habits, to some extent, they become an approach, an attitude, a mindset. And I would say, when I look back at, how I have navigated through life, a lot of these qualities, as you know, I've spent most of my life in the world of diplomacy. And in diplomacy, you are negotiating all the time. And to negotiate, you have to really out-prepare and out-think your competitors. And you can only out-prepare and out-think them if you carry those virtues which teachers tried to instill in us, which is do your homework, figure it out, prepare, try to anticipate what is coming. And those qualities, those habits, as I said, really have stood me in very good stead all these years. But there is another side to life, which is in real life, none of us are alone, however brilliant one may or may not be. And, a large part of my life, and I'm very conscious that I'm here amidst Air Force people in an Air Force institutions, a large part of it is actually what would be considered operations of some kind. Today, It has caught the attention of the Indian public because often our citizens are in difficulties abroad. So, in our own lexicon in the MEA today, we also have, we have Operation Ganga, where we went into Ukraine. Perhaps that's the most famous one, but whether it was Afghanistan, whether it was Nepal, whether it was, what we did in Yemen. I mention this to you because there was a second, I would say, set of qualities one learnt in school, which is teamwork. The ability to get along with other people, the ability to spot, in your own peer group and with others, you spot people's strengths and then try to meld it into something which is to a collective benefit. And the third, of course, is organization. And all of us in life, and I say this to all the students particularly, we all contribute to an organization. We all contribute to a collective. Some of us over a passage of time might be leaders of that collective, but we are still all very much part of that collective. And what this school teaches you at the end of the day, what it certainly taught me, was how to prepare, how to be part of a team, and really how to contribute to an organization, and with the passage of time develop the maturity and the confidence and the capability to lead an organization. So my first message again, take school seriously. Listen to the teachers. They actually are trying to din something good into us. And the more we absorb it, the better for us. Now there's a second message. And that, in a way, I give today both as a minister, a foreign minister, as well as a person from the world of diplomacy, which is take an interest in the world. Take an interest in the world because we do live in globalized times. Whether we like it or not, the world has come into our homes. The world shapes everything we do. There was that famous film, I've referred to it in one of my books as well, called Shatranj Ke Khiladi, where two Nawabs are playing chess while the East India Company is busy rolling up this country. And they don't understand what is going on around them. Now, if we are to prosper as a country, if we are to go up as a society, if we are to aspire to the goals of Viksit Bharat, it is important we recognize the reality of the globalized world and how profoundly it impacts us. Now, we saw that during COVID, that something which started in some other country actually came and completely took over our lives for a few years. We see that in faraway conflicts. A war may be going on somewhere else, but its impact actually affects our daily lives. Had we not handled some of the challenges, for example, the cost of living for every citizen of this country would have gone up in the last 3 or 4 years.